I started meditating really early. I started meditating around 18, mostly because I wanted to develop my psychic ability. And at around that same time, I started university as a voice student, as a classical voice singing student. And so as a result, one of the things that you tended to do for work is, and that you consistently tend to do for work, is sing at churches. And so, starting in my freshman year in college, when I was around 18, I got my first church jobs. And I was raised Baptist and always had a major aversion to church, and a major aversion, especially often to the black church, and kind of how expressive it was. And especially to how long winded sermons were. And I had a real major aversion to sermons, to such an extent that I finally kind of figured out the format of what's called the office, which is the format of the sequence of the mass. Of course, it's not called mass when you're raised a Baptist, but the sequence of the service. And I realized that there was a place where I could go to the bathroom and just not come back um, when the sermon was about to take place, and then come back after the sermon. And so I started doing that while I was still going to church, and then finally I had made so much rebellion around being having to go to church that my parents no longer made me. Now that's a digression, but it does come back because, of course, the irony of my life is that I spent almost my entire adult life singing in churches. So I was back in churches. But one of the ways in which I would rebel, I still hated sermons, and so since I was really into meditation, I would actually use the sermon to meditate. Instead of listening to some priest or pastor bloviate, I would actually go deep into meditation. I think I was probably in my junior year of college, and I had a really good church job, and I had met some really fun people. And this evening, one of my friends, one of the other tenors in the choir, says, "Hey, I really want you," or it's a Sunday morning. He goes, "Hey, I want my friend Lou is coming today. I really want you to meet him. I think you two will really get along, and let's go to brunch after church." And I said, "Okay, that sounds cool." So we go into church. The service starts, the sermon starts, and I go into meditation. And as I get deep into meditation, this face comes into my meditation. I've never seen it before. It's this kind of goofy looking guy with this mustache and this big stupid grin. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I come out of the meditation, and then I go back in, and the face comes back. Same stupid grin, same weird little mustache, whatever. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I come out of my meditation. The sermon is over. I come out of meditation, and we go after the service is over. We go down to meet Lou. Lou seems like a really nice guy, whatever. And as Lou and I start connecting, Lou starts reading me for filth. I mean, we end up going to this Chinese restaurant in Chinatown, and we're sitting together, and he starts reading my damn beats. He starts, just crash what I call crashing bottles all over me. And all of a sudden, I look at him, and I'm like, "Oh my God, it was your face." And he goes, "Yes." He goes, "I went into meditation like twice. I went out like two times and something happened." And I said, "Yes, it was you. It was your face that I saw in meditation." And all he did was, nod in approval. And that started quite a few fascinating supernatural experiences with Lou, many of them.